All right, all right. Here we are again. It's another exciting episode of From the Margins with Jimmy Alfon. I am your host, David Washington from J in Washington. But that's not important right now. What's really important is the man himself, James Alfont. Welcome again.
Well, thank you. It is
You
an
are welcome.
interesting day. Today's the last day of July.
Yes, it
Where,
is. It
where
is
has the
July
year gone?
31st.
I have no idea. But
Jimmy,
it's
this has been
hot
quite
in
the year.
Florida. Hot is, well, I would not call it hot. It's steaming hot. So all of those keep indoors and don't go outdoors unless you have to. So
Indeed.
let's start with what's happening here in Orange County.
Whew.
As we all know, tomorrow is August 1st.
Yes.
Which means literally, we're 1 year away from the primaries in Orange County. 1 year, not two, not three, 1 year. If you're a serious candidate, you might have to announce by now. You might have to do some serious fundraising by now. If you're going to do petitions, which uh, I'm never the same paying for petitions because not you have to pay volunteers to go and gather petitions, and sometimes I've known people who spend more money on paying petitioners gatherers than they have just giving a donation. And as an ex Democratic Party member, let me tell you something: if you pay the fee, part of that fee goes to the Orange County party, so pay the fee. It's cheaper at the end of the road, and for the record, it's quicker. You get it over.
Yep.
And let me make one last clarification. You're going to run, look in your pocket, take out the money from your pocket, and pay the fee. That's how serious you should be. Okay? If you cannot afford to pay the following fee, don't get in the race. Sorry. So let me start with the mayor of Orange County.
Whew.
You know that Demings is going, and gone. I keep hearing from people that his wife is going to run, but I haven't seen anything there. So I'm
Oh,
going
she
to.
has. She has made a public comment, Jimmy. I think it was after our last show that
Okay, what did she say?
she confirmed that she is not running. She is not running for Orange County mayor.
Good. So we know she's out.
Yes,
I
sir.
always said she was out, but a lot of people will say no, she's in. Okay, she's out. That will leave us with up to now Stephanie Murphy, Maida Uribe, Tiffany Moore
More
Russell.
Russell. Yep.
Okay, uh, and I keep hearing that there's another gentleman who's running, whose name escapes me right now.
Chris Messina.
Chris Messina. Thank you.
Yeah.
He's running.
Yes.
Uh, and I keep hearing, and this is something unique, that the Republican Party wants to continue being stupid in Orange County. I'm going to say this with very due respect. And you ran somebody before um, uh, that means you run somebody against rent. That means you spend money putting people like the former mayor of Winter Park to run against one of our commissioners, Mr. Austin to run against one of our commissioners,
Yep.
and you have gone nowhere. You wasted money, and you got nothing to show for it. Realistically, I'm going to make one prediction that's going to sound kind of crazy.
Okay.
Do you know why Demings won the last election?
Oh, I think there's many reasons, Jimmy. Name recognition, his long history with Orange County and Orlando City government. Um, the Demings name, the Demings family, is renowned here in Orange County, Florida.
Okay, which woman ran against Demings for mayor in his first term or in his second term? The answer to that is none.
Kelly was only female. Kelly Simrad was
And that was in
only
his re-election.
yes, that was his reelection.
And
However,
for, and for the record, for somebody who didn't spend much money and was her first campaign, she got some significant numbers.
she did. I agree. She did.
And here's where I'm coming from. If you get a woman with name recognition like Murphy and like even Uribe,
Correct.
you're going to have a female mayor. And I'm saying this right now. Tiffany, I'm going to say this, she has a chance, but she has a thing that she's been the clerk of the court, and people who don't go to the court on a normal basis don't receive her mail, so they don't see her. And
Correct.
she's not out there. I have to give credit where credit is due. Murphy was a former U.S. Congresswoman who was constantly in the news, who was constantly out there, very well liked among Democrats, very well respected among the Democrat Party outside of Orange County, where she could raise some serious money. Mayra Uribe, I would have to say, she's been everywhere that I turn around, any activity, even Republican-dominated activities, she's there.
Mm-hmm.
So she has put herself out there, and those people who know Orange County government know who Mayra Uribe is.
Mm-hmm.
So one of these three will be it. My prediction is it's going to be a race at the end between Mayra Uribe and Stephanie Murphy.
Okay.
Lucina is a man who has some recognition, but at the end of the day, we only have one male commissioner, and we know why.
That's right. Yes, we do.
Okay. Let me put it this way. This last election, District 1, female, male. Who won? The female.
Correct.
District 3, female against?
A male. Wait. District 3.
Female.
No,
She ran against.
no, female.
Yes, she ran
It
against.
was
Linda
Senator Linda Stewart.
Okay. There, somebody said, I made a crazy prediction to say that the next commissioner of District 3 was going to be a woman. Of course it was going to be a woman. There were two women in the race. It's, it's a no-brainer. Okay, so there, District 5, woman,
Yes.
men. Woman won. Let's be honest. District 2, woman. District 4, woman. The only district that right now is an incumbent as a male is 6. And like I said, we all know. So when push comes to shove, it's like my wife says, if I don't know either the candidate, one's a woman, I vote for the woman. Okay? And let's get this clear. Kelly beat the mayor of the city of Winter Park in Winter Park. She got more votes for him than she did. And I've had a long conversation with the people of the government of Winter Park. Yes. And they've told me they love Kelly. Okay? Mm-hmm. They love her. And they're happy that she got elected, not their former mayor. That's to say something to you. The truth of the matter is that if you put Murphy, Tiffany, mm-hmm. and Mayra, you're going to have a good chance that you're going to have a female mayor. And
okay.
By alphabetical order, it will be more Murphy, Uribe. Well, yeah, but we've learned that alphabetical order is BS in Orange County. Now, having said that, my biggest problem right now is more of a deep concern about Orange County. Orange County has lost funding for the minority business division.
That's correct.
It's disappearing. Let's stop calling it what is disappearing. And at the same time, it's on constant threat by an idiot in Tallahassee who calls himself our attorney general that he's going to remove everybody because if they don't go along with ICE. First of all, Mr. Attorney General, you don't have that authority. The governor does, you don't.
Right.
If you claim to be an attorney, go and read the Constitution of the state of Florida. Second, the good cause, you don't have it. The local governments under our Constitution are above the central government. Go again and read our Constitution. Don't ever threaten anybody again, because I'll threaten you right now that I will go into every county and campaign against you, and you don't want that.
And he's running for his seat. That's
what I'm trying to say. You remain silent. If not, I will go to every county and do so. Now, what is your prediction? Who do you think of those three will win? The
Oh,
participants themselves.
okay. Since we're sitting down here and you posed this question to me, may I add some context?
Sure.
Okay, so I've been saying this and very public about it. If the election is held this coming Tuesday, Jimmy, I'm getting all choked up here. Wasn't ready for this one. If the election is held this coming Tuesday, Myra Uribe will win the race. And I say that because Myra has been very active. I mean, physically, you've seen her change.
Everywhere.
Oh yeah, she has adapted to the mayoral persona. She's more approachable. Excuse me. She's more.
And she was as a commissioner.
I mean, and honestly, yes, Jimmy.
Thank
Jimmy,
you.
Yes,
I'm not coming from left field. Thank you.
she and we know each and every one of the commissioners, and we've spoken to them and so forth and so on, and we've know some of them more than others, and Commissioner Uribe has not been that approachable type. And I've gotten this from people that I know who have met her in the field until you do approach her or she approaches you and there's that conversation, because I've had her on one of our podcasts and interviewed her, and it was a very good interview, very personable, and it was very pleasant to have that conversation with her, very comfortable. And she's become more approachable and more electable. Let's put it that way. So also, she's been out there, Jimmy. She has been out there. Like you said, you've seen her just about everywhere, and that's good. Her social media is on point. I enjoy looking at her social media for her campaign, for her office, and her literature, and I just see those little things that hit the mark when it comes to being persuadable, and just little things as a political you and I will pick up. That's like, yeah, that's really good. That's good. That's good placement, word placement. That's a good way of using her logo, which matches the logo she uses as a commissioner. So that she does a good job. Her and her husband Kevin, because we know that they manage their own campaigns. They do a good job of the branding of candidate Myra Uribe. So again, if the election was Tuesday, she will win. With Stephanie Murphy, Stephanie Murphy has some things that just leave some doubt for me that she can put up a very good campaign that would be broad enough, encompassing enough for a much different demographic than the one that her district that she used to represent, CD7. If I remember correctly, Jimmy, part of Seminole County was in her district. So, you're in most of her district had northern Orange County, where we are, Winter Park, Baldwin Park, Maitland, if I remember correctly, the old district. Also with Stephanie Murphy, she's a very stiff candidate. She's not personable. I mean, she really isn't. And I remember almost every single time that I would be at an event where Stephanie Murphy was there, Jimmy, she would look at me as if I didn't belong there. And that's the God honest truth. And I think it was because she thought I was like Charlo Richardson, who ran against her first time for the brand new Democrats under the brand new Democrats label. And because, glasses, bald head, black, I don't know, but she has this look, Jimmy, and I have a picture of her that she posted on her Stephanie Murphy for mayor Facebook page that I think was mistakenly posted that just showed her aloofness. And I believe that picture was taken down, and a much better smiling Stephanie Murphy picture was posted, and I still have that picture, by the way. But Jimmy, she's been out of the game for what, 40 years now? And so, I mean, what as mayor can she bring to Orange County that Myra Uribe doesn't already have? Myra's there.
Okay.
And I'm sure being on the J6 committee and just being on the J6 committee when she was a representative doesn't bode well for her with the MAGA group, the MAGA demographic. I'm sure will want to attract those votes. There are Republicans and MPAs who support President Trump, and having that history behind her will not bode well for her. So that's Stephanie. In regards to Tiffany Moore Russell, I agree with you 100%. I don't think she is as robust of a candidate as, say, Commissioner Uribe, and we see Commissioner Uribe everywhere. She's actively engaged in her campaign as well as commissioner. Chris Messina, I think it's just a missed opportunities for him. Period. I don't understand as a candidate, the only male, you would think he would be actively involved in his campaign and more visible. And also as the only conservative, the only Republican, I would be hanging on to President Trump's coattails and Governor DeSantis' coattails and just letting Orange County residents know, do you want Orange County to be the next LA? Do you want the next Orange County to be the next Chicago, New York, et cetera, et cetera? But, you can lead them to water, but you can't force them to drink.
Unfortunately, if he did take that style or that commitment, there's no way he could win in Orange County. Orange County is predominantly Democrat and predominantly liberal. That's been said. I'm going to say something that's going to sound controversial, but please, people, listen to me. Okay. I would agree that this is Myra Uribe's race to lose at this point. Today. I'm not saying in 2 months it might change drastically. Okay. Okay. But this is what I'm concerned about. Can we win in Orange County with what I call conventional campaigns doing the same thing? We have seen what's happened in Minneapolis. We have seen what's happened in New York. We have seen what has happened in other places where people say, hey, look, let's get real, people. This is what we need to do. If the governor is going to try to tell me what to do, I'm going to go tell himself to go and fuck themselves. If the governor tries to intimidate me, I will fight him tooth and nail. I'm here to do what you want. Let's start talking about affordability, which, by the way, was how Demings beat the second time around and created that famous Commission on Affordable Housing, which really, really a lot of studies and nothing happened. Okay, I'll call it as it is. So he could come in and say, "Hey, look, that was some bullshit. I'm going to do this, that. I'm going to require that every developer put in X amount of money, and I'm going to take certain properties that in Pine Hills and other areas that did operate. I'm going to fix them, and I'm going to make them affordable." Yeah, I'm going to work with, by the way, which a lot of people forget, Habitat for Humanity here in Orange County. I'm going to take all the houses that have been taken away from the people because there were drugs or they didn't pay their taxes, and we're going to rehab these houses and and sell them at a cheap price to people so that who can afford it. There is ways, but I think that if you're going to go with the same campaign of social media or not, social media has to be worked intelligently and correctly. And let me tell you, Minneapolis and New York has taught us a path. We don't have to go that drastically, as some people tell me, but if we're going to be bland candidates, there you might lose. Because let me put it this way. When people ask me, am I surprised the way Como lost? No. Why? Because he was a bland candidate.
Yeah.
The current mayor of Minneapolis, bland candidate.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to bring something right now that I need to get off my chest. Is this? There's some idiots in my party, some morons in my party, who are convincing Kamala Harris not to run for governor of California and to run in 2028 for president. If you run Kamala Harris for president, everything is coming back, and you might as well just say, Republicans, here's a silver platter, you win the presidency, and screw me. You need to get away from the old, traditional, same bullshit.
Yeah.
You need to bring in new blood. Kamala, you had your chance. Mm-hmm. You lost. Go home. Go become the governor of California. Kamala, if you run in a primary, I promise you I will campaign against you. In this podcast or any other place, we need new blood. So those idiots who are telling you, don't run for governor so you can run for president, you did that. You lost. Nobody wanted you. You lost the popular vote and you lost the electoral college vote. What makes you think now, whoa, no, you're not going to run against Trump. We don't know who you're going to run against. But the people don't like you. So just let me get that off. But here in Orange County, I would advise anybody running to run a different campaign. And you know something? Let's go to recent history here in Orange County.
Okay.
Kelly did not run what I would call the most traditional campaign.
Okay.
She was out there. She was in her district.
Yes.
She was shaking hands. She was talking to the people.
Correct.
She was talking to the people in terms that they could understand and what they wanted to hear. We're not going to allow overdevelopment in District 5 like it has happened in District 1. So a lot of people thought that was a mistake. No, trust me, the people in District 5 appreciate that. That's what they wanted to hear. Maybe in District 6 and 7 that wouldn't work, but in District 5 it works. She did basically talk about things that people were interested in. Okay. She was talking about split oak. She was talking about this and that. She was not doing what people would say a traditional campaign. As a matter of fact, if I'm going to be honest, her social media was good, but her personal contact was what took her over. She went into Winter Park. She had no fear to go into Winter Park, knock doors and say, I'm running against your former mayor. And people say, thank you. I appreciate that. And let's get this clear. There is very little precincts that she lost. And those that she lost was not by much. But there's no precinct that she did not campaign. So when people talk to me, social media presence, podcast, I have a podcast. I'm not sure how many votes you're going to get coming talking to me. But if you want, I'm open to talk to you.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is that personal contact, that personal message, we're going to do this for you. We're going to work this to it. Again, this is an old adage that I don't know who to attribute it to, but all politics are local. Okay?
Amen.
Trying to get a campaign that would be national and running for county commissioner, stupid. Trying to go to county and say, hey, I am a pro-Trump. If I get elected as your mayor, I am going to round every immigrant here and send them to Alcatraz.
Alligator
Alcatraz. I will send them down there. I'm going to have the sheriff of Orange County go into every Hispanic bar, every Hispanic business, and take people out and make them prove that you can run that campaign. You really could.
Yeah, you could.
You're not going to go anywhere because locally, that's not something that sells here. It might sell in the Panhandle. It might sell to a certain degree in Seminole County, but here, no. So it depends. I want to see that. Now, here's where it's going to become interesting. You have 3 females, up to now, it can change tomorrow, 3 females who are Democrats who are going to be running for office.
Correct.
Asian American, African American, and Hispanic.
Yes.
All 3 minorities. It's going to be interesting how the party reacts to who they are going to support. I am concerned about one thing and one thing alone. We have never ran for mayor that I can recall.
Okay.
An Hispanic against an African American, with the exception of Kelly. And to be quite honest, I love Kelly too. But you know that the votes that she got from the Hispanic community was substantial. So I'm not great, but it didn't really split our communities. I'm concerned of a race between Tiffany and Maida at the end, if that would have any impact in our communities. And I mean that seriously. Other than that, you know, I don't see any problem. I think it would be an interesting race. And to be quite honest, if it was that race, I believe that Maida would have the upper hand, not only the name recognition and that she's been out there, but I'm going to say this, even in her bad days, she's much more personal than Tiffany.
I agree. I agree with that. And to speak to what you were saying about who would the organized Democrats support amongst the so far, 3 candidates, my first suggestion would be the one with the most money. And if the rumors are true that Stephanie Murphy, Representative Murphy, is coming in with a self-funded campaign of $1 million, $2 million, God knows how much, but allegedly it's going to be a lot of money. I would have a feeling that the campaign will lean heavily on the organized Democrats, throw a little cash around, make a few promises to make sure that they get some support. It may be covert. It may not be as complicit as some people, but we do know that the organized parties do play favorites when it's beneficial to them.
Did they do that with Maribel Cordero?
Oh boy, let's. Oh man.
Oh, don't get us started.
Oh, don't get us started.
Yeah.
We're waiting to have a conversation with the leadership at that time and the current leadership, and just have that conversation. But that's a different story for a different time. However, I think that's how it's going to be. And
so
you're
again,
right, Jim.
I'm going to end this with this thing. The race today, July 31st, 2025, is Mayra Uribe's to lose.
Mm-hmm. And now, she's got her issues besides likability.
Oh, yes, we do. We know. And we know. And it's going to be, and that's what I kept saying, it's going to be an interesting Democratic primary. Oh, the races here are nonpartisan. Bullshit.
Yeah, that's bullcrap.
Okay, we all know that Messina is Republican, and we know the Republicans are not going to give. Well, they might give money to some other 3 Democrat candidates. They might, because we know that there's that if you go back to the history of all 3 in campaigns, they have received Republican money.
Sure,
it's public records, so it's it's public records. Go take your public record out, and you can see that. Okay, so yes, but it's going to be an interesting 2026 in a mayor race, which basically we keep here. And does Messina know that the Republicans are trying to recruit somebody else? Is he aware of that? Maybe that's why he's not putting too much of an effort in it.
And maybe that's the case, Jimmy, because you would think that the Republicans. I haven't heard anything substantial about fundraising, and there's really no excitement around this campaign. You would think that would be in the back of his head.
Yeah, well, just to play the devil's advocate, which I never do that. I always leave that job to you.
I hope I do it well.
Excellent. The question is here: do you have a stab to take as to who you think this person is?
Whose name comes up a lot, and that's Scott Boyd. And if I understand correctly, Scott Boyd is a conservative, no stranger to politics, Orange County government, being a former commissioner himself, and also having his hand involved in several campaigns, regardless. I would think
some have ended in scandals.
Yeah, that's true.
That's my only concern. Do you really want to run and open that Pandora door? That's why I've always, when people tell me Scott, nah, he's not going to run. Why?
Right.
He has too much out there. As a matter of fact, including with Betsy. He was caught with Betsy too. So, and a couple of the campaigns that he put in fake candidates.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Right. Candidates. So it's going to be an interesting thing to see how it turns out. But it is going to be an interesting day. But I don't think it's Scott Boyd.
Maybe a female like Teresa Jacobs. However, I understand that Chairwoman Jacobs is pretty much done with politics and have family concerns to be more concerned about. So you can scratch that name off that list.
You could, but with Teresa, I don't put anything in the category of impossible. Difficult, yes. Impossible, no.
Okay.
But yeah, there are some others out there that I would be surprised. But I can't think of anybody, that I could say. I'm trying to. This is the way I'm trying to think. Which Republican in this county has best name recognition that could run?
So I'm going to go back to 2016 and mention Ted Edwards. I would also throw into the mix a Hispanic, two of them, Eddie Martinez and Mel Martinez, maybe.
Mel, I doubt it. He already was mayor, so I'm not sure he's saying, "Oh, I want to do that again." Eddie Fernandez, maybe he could. The only thing about Eddie is he's not with the MAGA group. I'm not sure if the MAGA group would back him.
Okay, all right.
He's a conservative. Don't misunderstand me. He's a true conservative, a man whose ideas I respect.
Okay.
But I'm not going to put him in the category that he's a MAGA person. That's
okay.
His aunt, yes. Him, no. You know who his aunt is?
No.
Betica Cabrera. Just saying. So it will be interesting to see what happens here. But yeah, of course, we could always bring down DeSantis to run for a mayor.
He's prepping himself for another run at president. And to be honest, I mean,
oh come on!
He's
if he's going to run for president, somebody's got to take him aside and say, "Sir, you need to learn how to talk. You need to learn how to respond, and you need to learn how to smile."
Amen to that. Be personable. Oh my goodness.
He can't. He isn't.
He's not.
it's like people say you have to learn empathy. No, that empathy is something that comes from here. It doesn't
That's
come from
correct. That's correct.
here. So if you don't have your
But Jimmy, maybe all of this will change after the August 5th county commissioners meeting, because Attorney General Altmaier has given the ultimatum to the mayor and to the Orange County Commission to live by the agreement with ICE to transport detainees to the detention center in the Everglades, Alligator Alcatraz. And I believe Mayor Demings is in the middle of a name calling match with the Attorney General. And it sounds like the mayor is doubling down on his position to say, hey, it's too costly. No, we're not going to do it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If the governor follows through on that threat, seeing that Mayor Demings has been public about his resistance, Commissioner Kelly Simrad has been vocal. I believe also our friend Nicole Wilson, Commissioner Wilson. What is there a chance that the governor would do this? Because the commissioners and the mayor have decided not to follow the agreement.
this is interesting because if he did that, he could appoint somebody for 1 year, and after that, we here in Orange County, he took away our state attorney, and we reelected her.
Correct.
Like saying "fuck you,"
Yep.
Against his boy, and we gave his boy a whooping. Like a whooping. So it's something that would be interesting. It's going to be interesting how the citizens of Orange County would react. Now, I'm going to say one thing. Can I ask you a question now that we're bringing this up? Should the governor, I'm going to give you a hypothetical. Should the governor remove, just say Demings, okay? And let's say for some crazy reason he appoints one of the current commissioners. Would that be a viable way? Because it's even the mayor, this is the problem that I don't think he understands. The mayor needs the votes of the board of BCC.
Like he controls the agenda.
He controls the agenda, that's it. But when it comes to, okay, are we going to do this? He's going to have the votes of the other 6. And you remove 1 or 2, the other 4 are going to rebel. Sure. And you could have put some of them in a difficult position because I'm going to say this. I just said a few minutes ago, this raises Maida's to lose. If Maida, then they remove the other 2 and she votes to transport them there, she could kiss goodbye ever be a mayor of Orange County.
That is a double-edged sword for Myra Reeby.
It is. And if she's listening to me, Myra, think about it. You vote for that, and that you have lost the liberal vote. Mm-hmm. And because you're a Democrat, don't think you're going to get the Republican vote. It ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
So I would tell you, look, we're all politicians here, and we know that voting to transport the people down there, that's fine. What I would do is I would say, sure, I would transport them. And for each person I transport down there, I want the state of Florida to pay me $1 million. Sure.
No. Yes.
I just took 10 down there. Give me 10,000. Okay. And wait, these are not Hispanic. Oh, you said. I thought you meant my prisoners. You could take my prisoners. They are charged with murder, rape, and those ones I say, oh, those are you are not that specific,
Right.
You know, it's or you know what, to make it simpler, that means I could give you a way out. Sorry, ICE. Right now, our jail is full. I don't have any space to keep other people. So keep them in Lake County and Seminole County where you've had them. But we're out of space here. Problem
Good
solved.
point. That's a good point.
So is there anything nationally interesting that you have seen happening?
You know something? The Trump's deadline for the 15 top countries that we have tariff issues with is tomorrow, August 1st. And the last report is that 11 of the 15 countries have decided to come to the table, negotiate, and come up with a reasonable deal. What I hear a lot is that Trump is winning. He won with his big beautiful bill. He won in this, it appears, this tariff battle. We still have to wait to find out what the EU and China are going to do.
China is playing a game. It's negotiating. It's going to extend it for 3 years with the hope that when the new president comes in, they don't have to deal with it. And China, he cannot win that one. He knows that. That's more of a thing. He's already said he's increased the thing with India and some other countries.
Right. He
extended. This is the one that I like. He extended Mexico for 60 days, and the president of Mexico said, I've told them, yeah, we're negotiating. We tell them this is what is acceptable to us. And what's acceptable to us is to go back to NAFTA. The one that we signed with you when you were president in 2019, we'll accept. We'll go along with that. Other than that, no. Canada's tell us to go fuck ourselves, literally.
Right.
Okay.
And going back to Mexico, Jimmy, I'm glad you brought that up because Strombacher, I cannot remember her name, but the Madam President Madam President in Mexico have $115 billion trade surplus with America. And what bugs me about it is that China is bypassing the tariffs that we've placed on them for their goods coming straight to America. And instead, they're sending their goods to Mexico for assembly or manufacture. Mexico sends those goods to us as made in Mexico, and they're complicit in allowing the China to bypass the tariffs. And then also fentanyl is made in China, but it comes through Mexico, as some
in
other
Canada, according
in
to
Canada, right? But mainly
which it doesn't. But yeah.
But as another drug, and that's just not fair. And then of course we have the cartels, and so if we do go back to NAFTA, and NAFTA was supposed to level the playing field for everyone, I think that's a good idea. And again, both parties have to be in agreement to do that.
Look, are businessmen going to look for ways around something? What a surprise, idiots! Morons, yes! They found a way around it. Oh, good. Yes. What is your problem? And why would Mexico go along with it? Because they're making money.
Right.
Money.
Yes, they are.
That keeps Trump up all day dreaming how much more money he can make out of being president of the United States. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, so yes. Are they doing something that is illegal? No. Is it questionable? No. Is it business? Yes.
Sure.
So why are we offended about this? Look, you know who's bitching and nobody's talking about these tariffs?
Who's that?
Detroit. You know why? Many years ago, Detroit decided that it's cheaper to make brakes in Korea. It is cheaper to make brakes in Indonesia. It's cheaper
Right.
to make brakes in China. It's cheaper to make brakes in India. You don't make brakes here. The last one was Cunningham, and that was with Tommy Boy, which no longer exists. That company no longer exists. Okay, but that most of the parts that are in your cars here,
Made elsewhere.
they're made elsewhere. American cars made wide. Yeah, with Chinese and other parts from South Korea and other places. As a matter of fact, there's a commercial right now running that I love it. It's about Tennessee, Chattanooga. Here's where they assemble
Yes,
the Volkswagens.
that's
The parts
correct.
don't come from Chattanooga. And they even say it. We assemble parts that we receive from all around the world to give you a quality car. People, this tariff thing is a joke. This tariff thing is, we pay for it, okay? The manufacturers don't pay for it. Nobody else pays for it. But did the Chinese try to find a way around it? More power to them. I don't have a problem with that. More power to them. They found a way around it. I don't complain about that. Look, right now, I'll go a step further. You know what else the Chinese have done?
What's that?
Anybody heard of Timu?
Oh, yes.
And how are you receiving your things now? Through USP, United Postal Services. And what are they doing? They're getting these packages either through Mexico or directly coming to the mail in China. And this is how it's interesting, okay? Because the mail you cannot put a tariff on. Really? No. It's things that come in a boat.
Right.
They send mail. It gets to Los Angeles. Los Angeles checks to see if there's any contraband. No. Then Gulfo is one of the companies. Uni is the other that is similar to Amazon. They put it in the truck and they deliver it to your house. People, there's a ways around this. So if you think that this is something, this is how stupid Trump is. He doesn't have the concept. He thinks that if he threatens a country with tariffs, they're going to say, "Oh, I'll give up whatever you say. How many minutes do you want? Here's and what Bitcoin do you want? That Bitcoin, it will be deposited tomorrow." Look, they're not buying that. Right now, Canada is selling to Africa and the EU what it used to sell to us. Okay?
Okay.
What it used to sell. And what's more interesting, those of you, I'm going to repeat myself. I know I said this before. Please go to Dollar Tree. You're going to see that everything is now $1.50 and $1.75. And you know why? Tariffs. And you know who you can thank for that? Donald J. Trump.
I did do that. I did go to Dollar Tree earlier this week, and you're right. You're right, Jimmy. You're right.
Okay? $1.25, very few things are left. So when cars start costing you more and everything else starts costing you more, be my guest. And you know what we have accomplished with the tariffs? We have pissed off China, India, Russia, the EU, Canada, Africa, Mexico. I can keep on going, people. And do we have a good relationship with the rest of the world? No. Does the rest of the world hate Donald J. Trump? Yes. And as a matter of fact, at the Q8, he went and made some comments, and they ignored him. Flatly ignored him. So right now, the new country that we're in, we're going to have to find a new way around. But being that today is July 31st, I'm going to make a prediction.
Okay.
Donald Trump is going to eat a taco tomorrow.
Oh. And I mean, it was his deadline.
He already did. He extended Mexico for 60 days today.
Correct.
So he already ate one taco.
Okay.
So he's going to eat many tacos tomorrow. And he's trying to say, and this is, you have to understand, this man is a liar and a bullshitter. We are going to suspend the thing tomorrow because we have many countries negotiating. We have 11 countries negotiating with us. Yes, they're negotiating. And what they're telling us, what is susceptible to us, is basically going back to the way it was before, and that. Look, he made an agreement with the United Kingdom. United Kingdom buys 1% of their national products from us. Oh, there's a deficit. Let me explain to you what deficits are. Okay. Deficits is I buy from you and you don't buy from me. There's a deficit.
Yeah.
I go to Dollar Tree. But Dollar Tree never buys anything from me, so I have a deficit with Dollar Tree. I get a haircut. I give money to my barber. He never gives money to me. I go see my doctor. My doctor, I give him money. He never gives money to me. As a matter of fact, I'll go a step further. Give you a prime example. I buy from Amazon, but shit, Amazon doesn't buy shit from me. So I have a deficit with Amazon, something that you can understand. So when people say there's a trade deficit, yeah, there is. And you know why? It's a very simple thing. We don't manufacture here anything. We have nothing to sell. Oh, wait a minute. We sell mattresses. No, we bring them in from South. Okay. We do sell soybeans to China. Okay.
Okay.
We do sell corn to China.
Yes.
We do sell pork to China. We do that. But because we buy so much junk from China, we have a deficit.
That's
Again,
right.
You want to bring down the deficit? Stop buying shit. I mean, I look at Temu and I say, are people really buying this shit? They do.
Oh my goodness. Oh
Okay?
my goodness.
They do.
They do.
And you don't have to go that far. 80% of what Jeff Bezos is selling you also come from China for the record. Okay? He might call them whatever he wants to call them. They're from China. As a matter of fact, the other day it was funny, but there's still these tea pads that you put on your feet to relieve stress and to take out detox yourself. Yeah. Those come from China. And there was a special during the last Prime Day. They were 40% off. As a matter of fact, I think that were 50% off came from China. But it is fascinating that people keep telling me that they think that American cars are manufactured in the United States. They're assembled in the United States.
They're assembled, yes.
With parts that come from China, come from South Korea, India, Indonesia, Mexico. So people, do you remember that movie, Ocean 13?
Yes, I do.
That they were manufacturing the dice in Mexico?
Yes.
The only place they could buy secure dice was in Mexico. There was no factory here in the United States to make dice. Simple problem as dice.
Yes.
Okay. Just saying, when people tell me, no, we don't do anything here. We buy here, but we don't do. And whose fault is that? It's not ours. It's the rich and powerful who decide that it's cheaper to make it over there,
right,
than to pay the salaries here. We have people who would be going to back their factories, but what they want for a salary, they're not willing to pay. Okay, so we are close to the fuck-ups of the week.
Yes.
So I'm going to start with the Democrats in Florida.
All right, here we go.
There's a movement in Florida to include independents in the state primaries.
Yes.
Look, shitheads, we elect a candidate for governor in a statewide primary. We elect our candidates for attorney general, CFO, agriculture, and U.S. Senate congressman. Now, let's get this clear. Under the National Democratic Party rules for U.S. senators and congressmen, you cannot open the primaries. That's going to be a problem. For everything else, you can. Oh, what about the regional areas? Well, to be quite honest, 90% of the counties in Orange County are nonpartisan.
Okay.
So everybody votes,
Right.
Press Republicans, okay. And in the primaries here, we vote for the candidates for our local races, so it really doesn't. Now, do they have an R or a D behind them? Yes. In Orange County, the constitutional officer have that? Yes. Is she trying to get the nonpartisan people to vote in there? Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. There's a lot of conservative people there. There's a lot of MAGA people there that you're going to invite to vote in your primary, and you might get some really crazy candidates. There's no way to get them elected. If you want to vote in a primary, I don't have any problem. You want to be an MPA, that is your right. But you know that the consequence of being an MPA is that you cannot vote in a primary. So if you think that you're going to increase the participation by bringing MPAs, yeah. But what gives you the thought that that's going to help you? Because the MPAs are not voting for us in the statewide elections where they can. They're not voting for us in the statewide elections where they can. So when it comes between a Democrat and a Republican for governor, they're not backing us. They're backing them. So that should tell you that many of those MPAs are not Democrats and might screw us. So, Nikki, you already fucked the party by eliminating the way to vote. Party right now is a joke.
Yes.
So don't pretend that by opening the primaries to non-PAs, you're going to succeed. Nikki, stay away from it.
Wow.
Now let's go to the Republicans, because I'm an equal treating both parties wrong.
Yes, you are.
Really, people say, well, wait a minute. I thought you... No. Both parties are screwed up, and they are the problem. They're not the solution. So what have Republicans done? This is an interesting one. And this is one that most of you did not see coming. Republicans right now have decided to not challenge anybody about what is going on in the Department of Justice. Now, you might be saying, whoa.
Okay.
Department of Justice. The deputy director went to Tallahassee from Washington, D.C., took 2 days of his very occupied calendar, if he does, I'm not sure what he does, I'll be honest, to decide to talk to a pedophile. He wastes 2 days on a convicted person of perjury. I'm not trying to get into her character. She's convicted by a jury of peers for pedophile. Let's not try to pretend that, no, she's a convicted person. And since you like to accuse the other side, I'm going to call it what it is. She is accused of this. Okay. And for the record, I don't think Maxwell is either a Republican or a Democrat. She's just a perfect. And I don't know which party that is, but that's a story for another day. We spent 2 days talking to a person because they're concerned that she's going to come around and say, hey, yeah, I saw Donald Trump all the time in our parties. As a matter of fact, Donald Trump was our neighbor. He would just walk out of Mar-a-Lago and go there. Or do you know that they both had agencies, modeling agencies in the good old days, and that Melania was in Epstein's modeling agency, and that's how she got to meet Donald Trump. Do we really want to go there? Not really. So that's
where
the thing. Wow. He's trying to do what's called, in my profession, damage control.
Yes.
Because if this U.S. Supreme Court comes back and follows the law and says that, there was a plea entered on the false pretense and that the U.S. attorney misled somebody to believe something that was not true, yes. So at this point, people, you have somebody who's doing something extremely corrupt, which is, hey, Maxwell, if we pardon you, would you say XYZ? Okay? She can't talk about the grand jury. By the way, the grand jury, everybody knows, no victim testified. It was one FBI agent and one NPYD cop. They testified, and with that, they got the indictment. They didn't need to bring in any victims. So if it ever is open, just from the witness list, we know we're going to get zero information.
Wow, okay. Jimmy, I was not aware of that.
Oh, that's yeah. From the witness list, there's 2 people, an NPD and an FBI. There's really not. Look, there's a joke among criminal defense attorneys in New York that you could take a sandwich and say that the sandwich is trying to conspire to take out the ham and just become a grilled cheese, and that there's witnesses and cops who say that they have some record of this, and you get an indictment. Indictment is the right to accuse. It's not anything else. So that's basically, if you really go to a witness list, it was 2 officers, no victim testified. So if you're thinking we're going to get all this information from it, not really. You give the minimum, and the minimum is in there. So my concern is how corrupt the Republicans are doing, that they see the Attorney General, Deputy Attorney General, the second in command, doing something like this, and they're not commenting. And I'm going to ask you one question. If it was under Obama or Biden, would you be this quiet?
Oh.
No. So let's start with that. So with that in mind, let's say this. Hit that little button there. Subscribe. And give me your comment. Even if it's negative. Give me a thumbs up or thumbs out. I don't care. But always remember, your federal employees is not your problems. It's your corrupt U.S. Congress, U.S. Senate, and currently your U.S. President. So with that, I will see you next week. Take care.
Have a great August weekend, Jimmy. Thank you so much, and we'll see you the next time.
Thank you. Take care. Okay. Bye.